Dude, I actually recorded a video this morning, but then I felt so freaking out of it, dude, that I just looked, I just looked depressed because I just woke up in the morning. I was like, you know, but the purpose of this video is that in order to live a meaningful life, we're supposed to have some sort of purpose that we are driven to. Okay. What I said in the morning, I had a video in the morning, but then, you know, I didn't upload it because I looked so out of it, dude. I just looked like I absolutely did not want to record a video, okay? But hear me out right here, okay? Now it's like what, 7? Um Here I am, just got home. So, like, if you have a purpose, if you're drawn to something, right? The only thing that you could sort of do is just go all in, okay? Just go all in into whatever you want to do with your life. And I promise you that the rewards will be worth it, okay? The rewards will be it you will be very the rewards are not what you think, okay? The rewards are sort of going to be like are sort of going to be in a sense of achieving skills that you can apply to your everyday life, right? Like, for example, I'm not very good at talking to people, like, at all. Okay, I'm not very good at talking to a camera. And in this case, talking to a camera, like what I'm doing right now, it's gonna grant skills that are very marketable in the future. Okay, uh, and these skills can be applied to anywhere. Okay, it could be applied. Oh, okay, the skills that you develop when talking to a camera or trying to talk to a camera, yeah, you will develop you will basically become a better communicator than you already are, okay? I'll be real with you, I'm a terrible communicator and I am still a very terrible communicator, okay? Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I just get right into making a video and I was like, all right, you know, and then and in those cases I think a lot about what I say, and thinking a lot about what you say can be detrimental when you're trying to start something, okay? Like, for example, if you want to start a business and you're young, then chances are that you should go for it, okay? And the reason why you should go for it is because that you're still a very young person. And if you're in your early 20s, then you have all of the time, all you basically have all the time in the world to do whatever the heck you want, okay? Because you don't have any responsibilities. You don't have to worry about, the wife and kids. If you're single, that's even better because then you could focus on whatever you want to do with your life, okay? Now back to my point about, back to the story about having a purpose is that if you have a purpose, then that's going to be something to live for, right? So, like, if you want to start a YouTube channel, for example, then it's going to sort of be like your very own personal baby that you carry around, every single day of the month and the year, right? And you have to carry that baby around. You have to feed that baby, okay? You know, this is why a lot of parents that you see, you know, or at least a lot of the parents that look happy in life, they seem fulfilled when they have a child, when they are carrying a child around, okay? It's because they have created something that they will nourish and take care for the rest of their lives, right? Or at least until they grow to the ripe age of 18 or 20. So what they're going to do is that they're going to take care of that baby, and it's going to basically be their legacy almost, okay? So that's going to be their legacy for for a majority of their lifespan. And eventually that legacy is going to grow, and then that child is going to have a legacy of their own as well. And then therefore the bloodline slash legacy keeps expanding. And yeah, that is sort of like, that's sort of like building a skill or building a business, a company, or a YouTube channel, is that it has a lot of similarities, if I would say, right? And this is why a lot of people, especially people with life experience, they always tell young people to take risks, okay? Like, take risks in a way where you're able to have fun, okay? But at the same time, you could also take risks where you don't have to have fun, but you could be taking risks where you're trying to start something, right? Like, you could just be building startups with your friends. That is building something, and that is basically taking a risk in your, early 20s, right? And the sad part is that there are a lot of, there's gonna be a lot of people on their deathbeds that have all of these regrets in their lives. It's like they wish they had these opportunities that, a lot of us have been given, and they wish that they've had opportunities where they've took, right? Where they've taken action on, their goals and whatnot. And for anybody who is watching this video out there right now, it is very much a privilege to be watching this on your phone, right? It may not be the privilege that you're thinking of, but it is somewhat of a privilege to be watching this on your phone, okay? Let's see, back to the topic at hand, okay? Well, back to the topic at hand is that, sorry, I've just graduated college, right? And in this case, at this moment, friends have all, they've all gone up the ladder, right? They've all gone up to, higher education or, jobs and whatnot. Whereas, I'm here and I'm sort of just figuring everything out along the way. And in every step of the way, I am just trying, things, and, I have no clue what the heck I'm doing, okay? Not a lot of people have any idea of what they're doing as well. Me, I have no clue what the heck I'm doing, okay? So if you're thinking that, oh shoot, I don't know what I'm doing, well, look at me, okay? You can watch this video and you just be like, okay, yeah, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, like, you'd always pick a path for yourself, okay? Um, you will eventually know what you're doing, right? The longer you try, the harder you try at different variables of things, eventually you'll get what you want to do. And eventually that dream will finally, that dream will basically manifest itself the more you try things, right? Like, for example, if you want to learn how to code, then the first step is either searching up that YouTube tutorial or just typing out your first line of code, right? And that's essentially the first step. And you cannot run away from learning how to code without coding by itself, because coding is a very practical skill. Mathematics is also a very, hands-on practical skill that you got to practice. Every single day you got to practice that thing. Otherwise, you will forget it. And that goes the same for a lot of STEM fields. All of it requires practice, right? Playing guitar, playing a musical instrument also requires a lot of practice, and also requires a lot of hours to maintain every single day. And that's the beauty of some things, that once you learn that skill, you are, quote unquote special in that skill, okay? In that particular skill, you are very special because you have done something where a lot of other people have given up, okay? And at the same time, I really wish that those people who have given up never gave up, because they had no clue what the heck they were about to achieve if they haven't gave up in what they were trying to do, okay? A lot of people on their deathbeds gave up in what they were trying to do. And I do not want that for anybody, okay? So this is basically a message to the world, and a message in which I'm trying to, convey to people and try to get them to, sort of wake up, okay? Like what my old professor used to say, wake up when we were falling asleep in class or whatever, okay? Because it truly is important to, realize that we do not have a lot of time on our hands, okay? And if we want to do something, we got to do it right now, okay? This is the time, this is the prime time, okay? When you have no responsibilities, no goals, nothing. Even if you're like unemployed, okay, that's even better, because at that point you could just go all in on what you're trying to do, what you're trying to learn. Okay, if you want to do game development, you could do exactly that. Okay, just please do not be those people that wake up at they sleep at 1 in the morning, and then they wake up at like 1 p.m. or whatever, and then they just like scroll TikTok. Okay, that's not the life worth living. Trust me. Okay, it's not even a skill. Okay, that's the problem, is that it's not a skill that it's not a skill that you learn. Scrolling is not a skill. Okay, so you know what? Yeah, that is my message to people. Um, yeah,